The infamous Illuminati. In the Mix is brought to you by Spidey's Powder Tumblers. For all your custom-made powder-coated stainless steel tumbler needs, make sure you hit up Jose Gonzalez on Instagram at Spidey's_powdered_tumblers for your powder tumblers, your sublimation tumblers, stickers. Yo, this guy could coat anything. I saw him powder coat chicken.
Yeah, you know what? I wonder what he's gonna get rid of that little pet pig of his and send me some bacon.
Oh, man. Yo, ain't no pork on my fork, though. Yo.
I kid.
Yo, imagine having a pet like that, and then it's just like, yo, so growing up, Mrs. Lynx, her grandmother had a pet goat. So they had a pet goat in the backyard. And then one day they were like, as they're eating, what you call that, chivo? As they're eating it, they're just like, hey, what happened to the pet goat? And it's just like, yo, you're eating it.
What happens if you have the pet goat, you don't know it's gone, and then you have breakfast in the morning and it turns out to be the best breakfast you've ever had? Imagine the conflict you have there.
Bro, that happened to me.
What?
Yeah. I was just like, hey, where's the dog?
No.
Yo, but this breakfast biscuit sandwich. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Link, RIP. That was my little guy, my little Link. All right, that went dark. So Jose Gonzalez. Also, big shout out to Comic Book Buy, Sell, Trade, your new home for premium and rare collectibles and comics. They have exclusives, graded comics, and supplies, such as the Superior Stand. You can go get those over there. Up for pre-order right now. Only the Savage are left. #1 with a fantastic cover by Jonathan Wayshak from Cul-de-sac. Jonathan Wayshak. Did you read Cul-de-sac? No, you didn't read Cul-de-sac.
I didn't even know it existed. I'm sorry.
You said you didn't want to read it just based off the title.
No, because they call this thing the cul-de-sac. Like if I were to grow this,
which is this, right? That's
right.
Is that the real name for it?
I heard that probably like 2 or 3 years ago. I think it might have even been Panda who said it to me.
The coldest. Shout out to Panda, man. Adrian, big shout out to you. As I'm looking at the Panda sticker right here on my.
That shit cracked me up.
Yo, that shit is called the cul-de-sac.
Yep.
Yo, I even forgot what I was talking about.
Talk about the series Cul-de-sac.
The series Cul-de-sac, which was a fantastic series, but the art, Jonathan Wayshak, his art is crazy. It is super. It's almost like Mr. Grimble. Like it's almost like that, Jonathan Wayshak. So he did all the interiors for Cul-de-sac, and then now he's doing that the exclusive cover for CBBST. So when I saw that, I was excited. I was like, oh shit, Jonathan Wayshak. And also big shout out to Zach Kaplan, the writer of Only the Savage Are Left #1, as well as some other fantastic. I think he also wrote Only Kill Immortals or something like that. Big shout out to him, man.
Kill All Immortals, something like that.
Kill all Immortals. Yeah, we struck up some communications in the last couple of days, and he seems like a super cool cat. As you can tell, we're missing Remy, Tyler, and Mark. So if you're a Remy fan, he's not going to be here. So you can if you're a Tyler fan, he's not going to be here. Mark will probably come in late. He was out with the family. So it's just me and Nick, two old, a Brooklyn boy born and raised, and then my Texas brethren right there.
Just two Texans born and bred. That's it.
Yeehaw! Let's say what's up to the chat. Les Crucius is in the building. What's up, Les Crucius? Good to see you. I was reading an article today, something about New Mexico. It wasn't showing New Mexico in a favorable light, but I thought of Les Crucius.
Right. New Mexico.
How was it?
It was nice. We got stuck. We went to Roswell. Obviously, at some points of the year, they have very bad dust storms.
Mm-hmm.
So we were driving on the highway back to where we were staying, and literally, I couldn't see 2 feet in front of me on the highway.
Get out of here!
So while driving, it was exactly like that. So it was like the kind of dangerous thing is like if I drive forward, it's like I could hit something, or if I stay completely still, something can get smashed into me. So,
and without even buying you a drink.
one of the worst driving experiences I've ever had. But
Yo, one of the worst driving. Ruby G, what's up, dog? Good to see you. One of the worst driving experiences I've ever had was driving down to Florida. This had to be like 2003. Yo, and it rained so hard when I was going through Virginia. Like you was just saying, you can't see in front of you. So it's just like every car on the highway just stopped. Not even pulled over. The entire highway just stopped.
All right, so two more. Once we went to Colorado 4 or 5 years ago. We got stuck in the superstorm.
Not
the way back.
Not just a storm, but a superstorm.
Superstorm. Nothing. I think they got like 18 inches of snow in like 24 hours.
Holy crap!
So that was terrifying. And then once I dated a girl.
We call that the Lexington Steel storm, by the way.
Okay.
18 inches in 24 hours. Yeah. All right, I'm sorry.
I dated a girl in Staten Island, and they closed the bridge because of snow. So I got stuck in a spot on the Belt Parkway where I literally could not move. I think it was like 4 or 5 hours. Might have been more. In one spot on the Belt Parkway. Dead stop.
Holy crap. 4 or 5 hours. That's insane. Let me just continue saying what's up to the chat. Pops Attic in the building. What's up, Pops? How you doing? My good man. Can't wait to see you at HeroesCon. Mrs. Lynx in the kitchen working for the man. Mrs. Lynx, if you can hear me, could you please come here, ma'am? I was just about to text you, but I'd rather see you. Izzy vs. NYC in the building. He had a sketchy show today. I could not stop in because I was getting a haircut. I had to look pretty for In the Mix. Always a pleasure to see Izzy. I see Izzy every week at Quintana Comics. So good to see Izzy. Painted Pages in the building. Good to see you, my guy. And Izzy's also a member of the Link Squad for 32 months. Pass me that book right there. The signed one. No, not on the shelf. Right there by. Oh yeah! Look at you.
The whole thing is full of books.
Look at. I know. I'm saying, pass me that book in a room full of books. Yeah, I'm sorry. Look at the big brain on Brad. Thank you. Ezekiel 2517. Shout out to Mrs. Lynx. She's a doll. My guy Nelson, congratulations. Joined the grandfather squad in the last week, I would say. So big congratulations to Nelson. Always good seeing him at Midtown Comics as well. Evil Mike in the building. Easy E, what up, dog? What's going on? Good to see you. Taylor Winder in the building. Hey, nerds and nerdettes. Who else we got? Steven with the C. What up, my guy? Good to see you. Jonathan Medici, another guy that turned his back on New York. Good to see you, dog.
He turned his back early, though. Real early, didn't he?
Yeah, he turned his super back.
And he was from Yonkers, too, right? Westchester County? Do we count 914? We don't count 914.
That's not New York. That's like upstate.
Yeah, basically.
William Medina in the building. May Adam Hughes recover from his treatments. Yeah, let's pause on that. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, and it's not the only person I've heard too from a big time artist perspective who's got it.
What?
Someone else I heard had stage 4. I'm not going to mention names, but I'll pop it after. So, yeah.
Oh, it hasn't come out.
No.
Oh, JSS Brooklyn, what's up? Adventures Joe Michaels, what's going on? Oh man, yeah. So Adam Hughes, he already had the surgery and everything, right? So he's like hopefully on the upswing to recovery.
Yeah, he had a mass removed.
Wow.
Taken in Pelham 1, 2, 3.
That was a good movie. That was a real good movie. The old school one. Yeah. So our prayers go out to Adam Hughes and the family, wishing him a speedy recovery. It's crazy when you start hearing, especially like at our age, where it's just like a lot of like when we're younger and like when Biggie died, right? So I was 17 when Biggie died. Like that was a big shock to me because that's the first time one of my favorite like artists or something passed away. But now at this age, like a lot of our heroes they either get sick or you know they pass on. How do you deal with that, especially that like you were around when Abraham Lincoln got clapped?
Yeah, I mean I was in my 30s when that happened.
Oh shit! With the usher.
It's weird because it's just like Bill Burr says. We're too young to die of the old people stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but old enough. Like we're in our drop dead years. Like there have been a couple of athletes who passed away these past couple days that I used to watch play basketball. It was Eldon Campbell. He used to play for the Lakers. He was like
Campbell, yeah.
57. And there was somebody else. Oh, there was a guy who used to play center field for the Angels. Jonathan Medici can probably help me for me.
Yeah. Yo, I had no idea Evil Mike lived.
Garrett Anderson, I think.
Oh wow, I had no idea Evil Mike lived in Brooklyn. That's crazy, Evil Mike, and left quickly. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Let me just show this really quickly. I'm gonna do a giveaway later on. Why is this thing not working? Oh no, I'm pressing go. Did I end the stream? I was pressing go live. I'm gonna give away one of our 2026 art books with the fantastic David Sanchez cover. But this is one of the few David Sanchez signed copies. So, yeah, art book signed by David Sanchez. The only thing, it has I was gonna say it has a small ding. The corner's messed up, is what I'm saying. So I'll be giving this away. Signed David Sanchez book later on. Garrett Anderson.
Yep. 13 months older than me. And a professional athlete.
You ever had, this is going to be really dark, and then I promise we'll get into movie and comic book talk. You ever had when you were like in high school, a friend pass away?
Bro, from age 13.
Jesus Christ. Not the dude that you stuck his head out the window of the train.
No, that happened when I wasn't around a little bit later. That was the 8th grade. We were 13. And JSS Brooklyn will know there used to be Avenue L in Canarsie. There used to be a whole bunch of guys who hung out. So one New Year's Eve, there was a big brawl, as would happen sometimes in Brooklyn. Yeah. And a 13-year-old friend got hit in the head with a baseball bat, went into a coma for 2 weeks, and then passed away 2 weeks later.
Jesus Christmas.
So, yeah, and it was like a never-ending stream after that.
Wow. Yeah, J-Med said 4 of his best friends died by 20. I didn't have I had a friend after I graduated high school. It was like the year after I graduated high school, right? So I graduated in 98. So then this had to be summer 99. I had a friend that he was younger. He was still in school. He was playing basketball, and there he is. What's up, Legion of Comics? Good to see you. Hello from the fair, the Westchester County Fair.
Yeah, he wouldn't know that one.
Yeah, so he caught a heart attack. So his name is JR, playing basketball. At 19.
Yeah, that's some scary shit.
Space Case Collectibles in the building. I was waiting for Mark to get here. Mark scared the crap out of me yesterday.
How so?
As I was driving home, we went out to dinner yesterday, so we were driving back to the house. I'm doing something I'm not supposed to. I'm on my phone as I'm driving. Whatever. I'm at a red light, and I saw a post on the Legion of Comics Instagram, my favorite Instagram account by far. Said that Disney confirmed, or somebody from Disney confirmed, and it has since been disproven that it was a fake account, that Avengers Doomsday is like 90% AI with the visual effects. It's since been debunked, but I saw that post. So then the thing came up. If it were true, what would you do? How would you feel about it?
I'm going to see it regardless.
You're going to see it regardless.
I saw like when they leaked the CinemaCon trailer. Well,
Rides and attractions.
They said it was a CinemaCon trailer.
Okay.
It looked terrible. But I don't think that one was real.
No. So let's talk about it. So yeah, so Izzy said it's almost, but it's been debunked. So I just want to say that. Yeah, it's most likely 88% It's been debunked. Um, I would have legit had to boycott this movie, dude. Like,
So
I'm not even joking.
you wouldn't have gone to see it at all.
I would not have gone to see it in the theater. I would have waited till it came out on Disney Plus and watched it at home. Had it been true that it was AI, I am, like, all jokes aside, I am adamantly against AI in anything creative. Like in any of the videos, motherfuckers that use AI for their thumbnails, whatever. I am anti AI.
Okay, so explain to me, like, what would be AI in a movie like that? The villains?
No, like the visual effects and stuff. I wouldn't say the villains. So it'll be like anything that has to do where like a visual effects team. So for example, if it was Infinity War, the visual effects team creates Thanos from a skeleton to the motion capture, adding layer and layer of whatever to create this character. Whereas with AI, it's just like, yo, make Thanos. Here you go.
All right, so we're in our version of Paul Bunyan versus the machine, right?
Non-stop action. I don't know what you mean by that. But before you even do that, I know Art just said something. Art says, well, Disney fired almost the whole MCU visual effects crew. So that's not true. It wasn't the visual effects crew. It was the visual development crew. So the people that help create like storyboarding and things like that and concept drawings. It wasn't actual visual effects. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. You said Paul Bunyan versus the machine. I never heard of this.
Yeah, my thing is AI. It's been a long time already that AI is inevitable.
Oh, 100%.
All right, but in stuff like movies, I think we're just going to have to accept. We're outraged now because I guess people are being laid off. Like, well, what's your major pain point there?
I think as a creative, real quick, Evil Mike says, if you watched Into the Spider-Verse, it had been revealed they did use AI prompts within production. Found that out after we watched it because that was a big deal in the news. And I was just like, ew. And when I found that out, I had to take a shower. I was crying in the shower like Ace Ventura, by the way, when I found that on.
Better that than The Crying Game.
Basically, shout out to The Crying Game. That was a good movie. Forrest Whitaker. Shout out to his eye. What is my pain point with the AI? I fancy myself a creative person. I like to create stuff. Obviously, we create videos, whatever the case is. I think that's cheating, right? In the sense that if you're creating something, so it's different for me to sit here and rack my brain and figure out how I'm gonna do A, B, C, right? So that's one way, and I'm racking my brain, and at the end of that, I own 100% of that, whatever that creative thing is going to be. Whereas if you're over there and you're like, hey, I just got this bottle of water. Hey, ChatGPT, write me a script on how to present this bottle of water. Like, that's not your own thoughts. Obviously, you're going to read them and then you're going to make your video, whatever the case is. But that's not you. That's ChatGPT.
All right. I see. For me, is like in a movie, I see the story as the creative part. And how you bring that story to life is just however you bring it to life. In a movie. Now, I'm sure that there are, when it comes to comic books or art, well, you're selling yourself as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's cheating.
Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't buy a comic book with an AI cover on it? It could be the dopest cover in the world. It could be the Crow with nipples this time. Inside joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Not inside joke. I mean, but if it's presented to me as AI, I can accept that.
Really, Nicholas?
If it's presented to me as, hey, yeah, it took me however long to create this and I did it, I think that's where my uproar would be.
I can't do it. I can't do it. So if you want me, all right, so let's just say you had to buy it, right? So let's just say you're in a con. Perfect example. if there was a hot exclusive going on, right? So let's just say that Dan Quintana Absolute Batman 18, was it right? 18 or 19? 18,
The
19.
one that just dropped, I think it was 18. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that went crazy. Um
Oh, it was 16, wasn't it? It was first
what,
first Poison Ivy.
no, not the new one that it got all the
Yeah, that was 18. Yeah.
that was 18. So if it came out that that cover was AI, which is not, let's just get that. I don't want people to, whatever. So let's just say if it came out that that was AI, do you think it's acceptable for people to pay those prices for that book?
I think I think it's acceptable for people to pay whatever they want to pay.
Oh no, but so in this instance, it's not about the price, right? So for this is just like, I guess it is about the price, but it's more so about the work that goes into it. So Art just hit it on the head. Would you pay $60 for an exclusive cover if you could do the same thing with a few words? So as opposed to that guy spending a week looking at this thing, going back, drawing it, touching it up, doing whatever you have to do, versus make me a cover.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. But also too, I think there's layers to that too. Whereas, artists do it physically, and then there are those who do it digitally. I mean, isn't that kind of cheating also?
It's you're still getting the same. In that respect, the medium is different because you're still getting the creative result. It's still your, whether it's paper or what do you call that, Procreate, it's still your talent creating that thing, whatever the output is, it's your talent.
But you can even take it further and be like, somebody had to create the AI. That's art all in itself too. Not everybody can code that either.
Yeah, that's true. Jersey Creeps, what up, D? I mean, is it really a big deal with AI in movies? I can understand music, art, but not movies. I mean, it's still for
This
me.
this this thing too is like a few weeks ago you got caught up with music, AI music.
I got caught again, dog.
If what I'm saying is if that song gives you that feeling, what difference does it make?
Yeah. Boom. Perfect example. The interior art for Eric was multiple tens of thousands of dollars. If the art was free, I would sell Eric for the printing cost. Eric, I said Eric, my bad. And Eric, if you guys, I don't know if John still has copies. If you need a copy of the trade paperback, hit him up. I don't know if he has copies. Fantastic book, man, and is getting all the praise, rightfully so. Like like people think like, yo, this guy just made this space book. Like this is a complete world that this dude invented. Which is phenomenal. Shout out to Actual Dracula, my guy. He just put out his video, came out of retirement to put out a video. He bought some comic books, and I sent them an A-OK because I know my guy Drac. I sent him an A-OK that only you would love.
It's funny that I saw Werner Herzog twice this week, and then Drac drops a video. Hey, Mikey.
Did you ever see the Werner Herzog, that documentary? Like it came out, I want to say in the 70s. No,
That's not something in my purview.
yo, you gotta watch it. So I don't know where he's at. So he's like in the jungle. I think he's in the Amazon, the jungles of South America, and he's filming like a documentary. But is it his like his words? So he's just like the jungle that you would see it as beautiful, and he's just like, this jungle is just an orgy of fornication and death. The birds don't sing; they cry in pain. Oh, that's why I found it out, because I was looking up the Clips album thing, and he's just saying how it's just like, you see the sunshine, I see fireballs aiming at these ants and burning them up alive. Like it's the fucking wackiest shit.
I mean, back to the AI thing. I mean, if an actor signs off his rights and is making the appropriate amount of money, I mean, if we could have Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker forever, wouldn't you want that?
Maybe. No, I wouldn't want that. I would want a a visual effects team to create that. Give those people jobs, like, and let them create that. I wouldn't want just a machine to be like, "Hey, spit out fucking Luke Skywalker."
The way that I see it is those things are going away, whether you wanted to or not. Those
Nah,
things, those things are gone.
I understand that. But I mean, I'm gonna fight tooth and nail. But anyway, back to the whole reason for this conversation was had that been real, that Doomsday was gonna be 88, 90% AI. I would have legit like not saw that in the like. Yo, dude, I'm not even. I'm driving home and I get mad and I'm fucking sweating and then I'm just like, yo, I think my deodorant just my right guard went left. Yo, all because of a stupid post. And I was just like, I went home, I was angry, slamming doors, and the Mrs. like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with if AI made the video effects. I mean, because CGI has been sort of terrible lately, and I can guess how expensive it is,
Yeah, no, I totally get
how
that.
long it takes. I mean, if they told me that they can generate the new Into the Spider-Verse movie in a year, and I don't have to wait a year for that movie instead of waiting 5 years when I'm waiting, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
The proper, and I had this conversation with my barber today. Shout out Self Boogs. The proper use of AI. And the only, because people send me AI reels, and that's a good way to get blocked. You know what I'm saying? The only AI like reels that I would watch are those like Chinese like cat movies. So they put like so it's like a cat, like a humanoid cat, and it's just like either they're fighting like an old school kung fu movie, or they're having like an emotional scene, and like the cat is like crying. I would watch one of those cat things, and I watch that shit. Or it'll be like I saw one the other day where it was like the sensei and the cat, and it was like a thing of bricks, and the cat is like meow meow, blang, like cuts the bricks. It's amazing.
Yeah, for me, it's the Jamaican monkey who talks about his baby's mom. You ever see those?
Nah,
That one I love. I love those.
Yo, can we rank 18 members best to worst, then discuss what our rankings say about our personality? If you rank Murdoch number one, stay away from me. Rank the A team, sir. And we're talking about old school A team, not the Rampage Jackson A team.
Yeah, I want to say, for me, Hannibal is last. I think.
Oh, Beckerman said Hannibal's number one.
BA is either number one or two. I have to remember who Face was. I don't remember who Face was.
Face Man.
Members, hold on.
He was the handsome one. He was the ladies' man.
I don't remember it. Because I bring up the picture. Face was Dirk Benedict.
Dirk Benedict.
A.K.A. Starbuck.
Who the hell is Starbuck?
From Battlestar Galactica.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
I can't vote against Mr. T. He had an underrated cereal. But I want to hear you. I want you to put him in order.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It'd have to be Face, BA, not Face, Murdoch, BA, Face, and then Hannibal. Actually, the van is number one. And then rank it after that.
For me, Face was number one for me. So it was like Face, BA, Hannibal. I hated Murdoch. I couldn't stand Murdoch. In the great words of Pee Wee Herman, though, I pity the fool who don't eat my cereal.
Yeah. Actually, it was the van, the theme song, and then the rest of the team.
That's true. Jonathan says there are two main issues with AI. Everyone wants to use AI for everyone else's job. Number two, if we allow AI, then 10 years, you don't need any creators at all. You just type into a search bar, and I don't know the end of that sentence. Quick, somebody type it in AI. No, it's true. That's 100% spot on.
I think there'll just be more garbage to sift through.
Yeah, it's just like the internet. So it's like the dead internet theory, where it's just like 90% of the shit that we see on the internet is all AI or created by bots, and it's just stuff to make us dumb.
Yo, My wife had a light go out in her closet this past week, and I had to place a service call into the home warranty.
Mm-hmm.
So I called up, and literally, I could not believe I was talking to an AI agent.
Oh, for real?
4 or 5 questions in, and I had to ask it. I was like, "Are you AI?" And it said it was AI. It was that conversational and that believable that it was crazy. It was crazy.
How did it sound? Did you think you were talking to like a smoker or something?
No, it was just like speaking to some lady you meet at the supermarket. Just very conversational, genuflected at the appropriate times, understood everything I was saying, and wasn't cold. It was very hard to believe that I was talking to an AI agent.
No, Nick, I am not AI.
No, it wasn't like that at all.
All right, enough of this. Enough of this AI talk. Yo, I'm not gonna lie though. So a short came up. I'm anti AI and all that stuff, but somebody had did the Invincible season 4 trailer in AI with like Tom Holland as Invincible and Henry Cavill as Omni. That shit was fire. I'm not gonna lie. I did. I was like, I'm not watching this, but I did one of these. Like,
or they had the one Omni Man versus Homelander.
nah. See, I wouldn't watch that. I wouldn't watch that. Speaking of Invincible, you caught up, dog? You caught Invincible, best show on TV. TV. It's not really TV, DJ Links.
You're not watching The Boys too, are you?
I am not, and I am not watching the show either.
Yeah, that's a tough one to say. I know. 1A and 1B for me. Amazon Prime is killing it right now in the superhero space.
Invisible has been fire. But what do you think about Invincible?
Jersey Creep, I agree.
Invincible is not better than this season of The Boys. But the 2 episodes of The Boys came out.
No, they're up to like 4, 5.
Oh, they dropped multiple episodes when they dropped? All right, let me just go back. Whatever. I'm AI. I sling him dash is like the M dash is wild. The M dash and the emoji. So when you see fucking emojis and like people shit, it's just like, bro, come on, man. You can't even delete the emoji or delete the prompt. Sometimes like people paste in their descriptions with the prompt in it. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Here are your 2 options. Invincible. I'm sorry. I know people are saying The Boys. J-Man, Invincible, fire. How different is what's happening? Because you read the entire Invincible thing, the story arc, the comic, the run. Is this super different from what's going on?
It's been a while since I did read it. They didn't go that in depth into like the Viltrumite history, like they're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Like now we're up to what season is this for Invincible? 4?
4.
They're up to like issue 85, 86, 87, right around there. Wow. So they're like halfway through the run. Some things are different. Some things are the same. Both of them are just excellent. I highly recommend watching and reading. Here I have the chance now.
Yo, dude, Actual Dracula says I'm catching up on Invincible now. I only watched the first 2 seasons. The leap in, because it's good 1 and 2, but the leap in quality is season 3 is just like next level.
It kind of took a step back though, season 4.
No, dude, I think season 4 is phenomenal.
I mean, visually, I think it took a step back.
Oh, yo, I agree with you on that. Where it's just like the entire like scene is just still and there's just mouths moving.
Yeah.
Like the animation is like like there's budget cuts. It's crazy. Yo, so the whole fight with the Viltrumites and then Invincible, Omni-Man and their ragtag crew, yo, that shit was crazy. But first, when they did the flashback in the beginning, when it was who was the Emperor before Thrag took over?
I forget his name.
I don't know. That's Emperor Freddy. I don't know.
Voiced by Frank Welker. You know who Frank Welker is?
Nah, who's that?
He was the voice. Well, he does a ton of voice work, but he does the
I mean,
original Starscream from the
oh,
Transformers.
that's cool because then Peter Cullen is the other dude. Yo, that's actually dope. Yo, so it was a flashback, and then Starscream, or Emperor Freddy. Yo, that shit was crazy. And then there's like, dude killed him. So the guy that killed him, if I remember correctly, that was Optimus Prime, right?
Oh, spoilers, by the way.
Oh yeah, mad spoilers, yo, mad spoilers. He was Megatron, not Starscream. So Megatron was the Emperor.
Hold on. I gotta.
That's like calling Gary Coleman Arnold for the rest of us.
Yeah, go ahead. I gotta fact check E-Man though.
No, E-Man knows his Transformers, dog. Yo, so then after he gets killed, and then Thrag is just like, yo, we need to purge the weakness from the planet, and all the Viltrumites started killing themselves. And this is before the poison purge that Optimus Prime sent back. Yo, when they was just ripping Sub-Zero heads off and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then to see them all floating in space when they came back.
No, but that was in the beginning of this season when they first showed the poison, when Optimus Prime sent the poison back. Yeah, so they was just like, yo, what are we gonna do with the bodies? Yo, so they made a freaking Neptune ring around the planet, and it's just all dead Viltrumites, which is insane to me. Yeah, when he said call by 26%. Anyway, fast forward, when they're all fighting, and Thrag is not in. Is it Thrag or Throg? Thrag. And Thrag is not. He's not fighting, so he's just there, and then he's just like maneuvering. Thrag is a boss. Do you like Thrag's voice, like the voice actor? Because there was some criticism there.
I liked him as Ronan the Accuser. That's Lee Pace from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Lee Pace, yeah.
It doesn't suit him though.
Yeah, it doesn't. I wish his voice was, because I know Clancy Brown is Craig, the guy with the laser eye or whatever. Like Clancy Brown should have been Thrag.
Or no, David Keith.
Keith David. Yeah. But anyway, when these dudes, Christopher Collins was Starscream and Cobra Commander. So Nick,
thank you. I was wrong.
You were wrong.
My apologies, E-Man.
The build up to Thrag was perfection. But when I didn't see it coming, and super spoilers for Invincible, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but I need to discuss this. I've been trying to talk to somebody. Every time I tell Mrs. Lynx, did you see what just happened? She tells me to shut up.
I was like, when I saw him just sitting there with his arms folded as they were coming up to the planet, I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, because you read it. You already knew it.
No, just to see it, too. It's like I said, it's been a while since I've read it. Probably like 3 years, but I was like, yeah, they're in trouble.
When they went to the planet to explain, I was just like, is this really happening? And then when he got mad because at the end of the day, like a character like Thrag, a character like General Zod from the masterpiece Man of Steel, directed by Zack Snyder, the masterpiece, the 5-star out of 5-star movie, Man of Steel. Izzy says, let me know when the Dan Quintana talk begins. We can talk about that next. Like with General Zod, they're just super, at the end of the day, just patriotic. Like they love their people, they love their planet. And when the planet exploded, and Thrag was crying. I was just like, oh shit. Like, this dude is actually hurt.
You know what's weird to me is, like, as powerful as they are, I don't understand how they're not ending fights in one punch.
But it's different when you're both super powerful.
Yeah, but that means still in the end they wind up. I mean, look, homeboy got his head ripped off.
Yeah, you do understand. Invincible is DBZ if Frieza never killed all the Saiyans. Hold up, wait a minute, Mike. I got a video for you over here. Hold on.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
You need to get your timing down. It kind of loses it when you don't have time.
Yeah, I know. It's like I don't understand any of that. I've never actually even seen Dragon Ball Z.
I wanted to watch it. I just
Love for the people. Yeah. So in Thrag,
yeah.
go ahead.
Like J-Med said, when he was about to punch him and he felt like all the air, kind of like, you know, when you're in the ocean, you feel the tide pulling you back. All the air sucked up.
Yeah, when and then he pulled him like so fast that he pulled him. I was like, yo, that little detail was crazy. And I was just like, yo, how fast do you have to go that he pulled him? Oh man, yo, oh, he said you are watching it. Oh shit, Thrag crying and not killing Invincible is why he's total. Yeah, so he didn't kill him, and they like, yo, boss, but why didn't you kill him? Why you let him live? And he said, there are too few of us. Yo, that hit me, dog. Perfection.
Yep.
Perfection.
Yeah, and for me is Battle Beast in this one is a little bit of a bitch to me, honestly.
Battle bitch. Why do you say that?
I don't know. He wasn't focused. They really didn't focus on him that much. You know, the way he was talking on the way up there, I don't think his fight skills backed it up.
I don't like his voice.
I don't think his voice. I think his voice is different from the first time we saw him too.
Yeah, no, his voice is different, and even in this season with Conquest, it wasn't Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It was a different actor. I think we didn't really see Battle Beast. Yeah, but that shit was funny though when it was just like, oh, what is your last meal? I want my last meal to be my blood as I'm choking. Yo, I was just like. That I had to explain, like, because Mrs. Leaks was watching that piece because she was working at the desk and she was just like, what the hell just happened? And I was just like, well, like his whole thing is he wants to die in an honorable battle with somebody. He wants somebody to kill. Super dope. I implore anybody watching, if you haven't seen Invincible, watch it. I was telling people at work the other day, they were like, hey, DJ Links, because that's what they call me at work. Hey, DJ Links, what are you watching? And I started talking about Invincible, and they were like, oh, what is that? I was like, oh, it's on Amazon. They were like, oh, man, talk about it. So then I threw in, it's animated. Everyone just walked away.
Yeah, does it ever strike you that more people you know are not into comic books? They don't know what you're talking about. Like for me, it's like if I were to say somebody, if Peter Parker is Spider-Man, I would expect them to know that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Some people don't know that.
Who doesn't know Peter Parker's
That's what I'm saying. That normal people. Yo, I ran into a guy at the gym the other day. He was wearing a Green Lantern t-shirt.
Okay.
Right. So he asked me if I was almost done with the machine. I said, yeah, I'm almost done. And then when I see people like that, and I go, yeah, John Stewart or Hal Jordan. And he looked at me like I had 10 fingers. So I was like, how do you have a Green Lantern t-shirt on and not know the two? And then I asked him again. I was like, you happy that show is coming out? He's show? What show?
He probably thought you were trying to pick him up.
Bro, he had the Spidey logo on his bicep. He had Captain America socks or Flash socks on. I was like, how do you not know? You're wearing all this. How do you not know?
He probably just didn't want to talk to you.
No, I didn't get that. I didn't get that from him.
You got the digits.
Yeah, I got it.
9.5.
Shout out to those watching DTF St. Louis as well.
I need to watch that, man. I need to watch that.
That was another one.
Let's go into some But let's just say in a situation like that, right? So if he didn't know what you were talking about, I'll be like, his kid probably got him the shirt as a gift.
No, but he had the Spidey tattoo also.
So that means he didn't want to talk to you.
No.
Yo, bro, if I got a comic book character, whatchamacallit, that means I know about.
But it wasn't the comic book emblem logo. It was the movie logo.
Mm.
So the people there, I'm sure that the people are in the fandom just because of the movies.
Evil Mike says, when I was in my college years, worked drive-thrus at a Wendy's. When Spider-Man 1 dropped, I wore a Peter Parker name badge, and out of 100s, maybe 2 people knew the reference. And then he gave them, I don't know, what's the Wendy's, what's the Frosty thing?
Yeah, Frosty's a bad.
Oh, Frosties, that is Frosties. Damn, I haven't had a Frosty. Yo, it had to be like 30 years.
No, those are the best. See, for like me, like if I go into, like I was in the mall today, and there was a guy wearing a Venom T-shirt, and I can literally call out the artist and the issue that the image is from, and I'm like, I want to go up to the guy to see what he knows, and I'm pretty sure that he doesn't.
Yo, not for nothing. If I'm wearing a comic book shirt, right? So I got on a Batman shirt right here, and if I don't know you, if you come up to me in the mall and be like, "Oh snap, that's the Batman from issue 423," I'm just gonna look at you and be like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Because I'm gonna be like, yo, this guy's trying to put me in the trunk. I'm gonna end up in a freezer by the end of the night.
See, there are levels to this shit, I guess.
Nah, I'm gonna think you're trying to kill me. And you're like big and shit. And you got the cul-de-sac.
No, I would never have the cul-de-sac.
Yo, I'm be like, yo, this motherfucker trying to kill me.
Bro, if I got the cul-de-sac, that means I got the Air Monarchs on. If I got the Air Monarchs on, that means I got my polo shirt tucked into my cargo shorts
with the giant
with the belt showing, and that's a wrap, kid.
Yo, I mean, I'm guilty. I've been in some situations where somebody came like to talk to me about something, and I'm like, no English. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, just be alone.
No, but I mean, also too, I'm not just gonna go up to a guy and start talking to him. You know what I mean? It's gotta be some kind of organic interaction there for me to mention anything.
And that's a clip.
Again, like today, we went into
like call you Mister
Julian Ozima. We went into Elijah's playing golf. He's got a couple of golf tournaments coming up, so we're looking to get him some clubs for his birthday. So we're in the shop, and I'm looking at putters, and always something there to remind me is playing over.
Always something there to remind me.
So I'm singing, and I look at the guy next to me, and he's singing it too. And I forget what happened. I was like, this is a tough one not to sing. He goes, I'm sorry? I was like, this song, it's tough not to sing. He's oh yeah. He's like, yeah. Like, I'm surprised you heard me. I was like, I heard you because I was catching my breath while I was singing it too.
Yeah, I remember somebody saw it at one of the cons. It was like somebody, and they saw me and was just like, they had said something, and I just looked up and said, no English? Yeah. And walked away. They were like, yeah, that DJ Link's an asshole. And then I said, I heard that.
Yeah. And same thing with Jersey Creeps. Like, if I'm working a con and a guy walks up to me in a Tool t-shirt, I'm going to handle it, whatever he's, it's $30 for a signature, whatever. I was like, all right, what's your favorite Tool song? So that kind of interaction.
You want to talk about this Dan Quintana?
Okay.
Dan Quintana. I was trying to be cute with the title, Quintana Talk. So if people don't know, Tana Talk, like Leave the Quinn Off, is an album by Benny the Butcher. Do you listen to any of the Griselda cats? Dude, you gotta. I'm gonna forward you a playlist of like some Griselda shit. Fire. What are we talking about? There's Absolute Batman 18, Dan Quintana art, released by Heavy Mental as the exclusive. So from my understanding, because I was actually downstairs with my son-in-law while this drop was going on. So the website, they put up, this was going to be like a 2,000 print run Absolute Batman, right? 1,000 virgins and 1,000 trade dress. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. The books go up, so we're downstairs. He's at the computer. Instantly sell out on the website, but only 25 copies of the books went up. Instantly sell out at retail. which was, I don't know, $30. Let's just say $30. It probably was $30, but at that price point, retail. So then there was a message or somebody said, oh, that there's going to be a restock. So then I'm like, yo, how is there going to be a restock on their own website? So for me, that already was wild. So then the books go up for $75. That sells out. And this is all between in a 5-minute span. The $75, that sells out. So it was probably like another $25. Then they put up the set for $150. So that didn't sell out immediately on the website. A set for $150. And he's just like, yo, should I get the set? And I was like, yeah, that's not even worth it. Like, I'm not paying $150. In that instance, it was just out of principle. Like, yo, what's happening right now is crazy. So I was just like, yo, don't even, at $150, don't even do it. So then that happened. And then he's just like, yo, on eBay, these are already whatever, sold out. So then they started auctioning them off on the whatnot. So they only put out for, at retail price, 25 copies before they raised their own prices within a 5-minute span. What say you, Nick? I think you're in on this. I think you're the brains behind this.
I wish I was. That means I'd be getting some money.
Ooh, paper. Uh-oh.
Does the practice suck? Absolutely.
Because it's an absolute Batman.
So you see what I did there?
Yep.
I think most people who know comics know that they're going to be able to buy that book in a year for less than the first time they put it up on their website. It sucks as a consumer, but also too, I think we don't see what goes on behind. Well, I see what goes on behind comic book store business.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, I mean,
good evening.
If you're going to sell something out, you don't know you're going to sell out everything you make.
Yeah,
I think you got to make the money where you can make the money.
I agree with you.
Does the practice suck? Yes. And I, as a businessman, would never.
Don't never say never.
Hold that thought, because if I'm struggling, that's exactly what I would do.
So even I understand your point. It's all about business. It's all about making a buck. So I understand that. But when you have Dan Quintana right now, who's super hot, that other book is going crazy, you don't think that shit is going to sell out instantly just because of who the artist is and what he's He posted, he's the hottest artist on the planet, according to him.
Sweet guy, by the way, too.
Yeah, no, awesome dude. So you didn't think that would have just sold out anyway? Like the first one did?
There's always a possibility it doesn't.
Izzy says the principle of price gouging, the principle of gouging the price is just wrong.
Absolutely. That being said, do you have to buy that book? Are your morals telling you to buy that book or no?
No, I agree with you. A part of it also falls on the consumer because they have to be more financially responsible. Yeah, what up, Burke? Where is everyone? Yo, we not enough for you, Burke? You hurt my heart. A lot of the not a lot, but the consumer is equally responsible for, like, just don't buy it. Like, just don't buy it.
Yes, Burke, we are.
Yeah, we're talking Quintana and Absolute Batman. I think what they did, because it's not only is it price gouging, it's almost tantamount to insider trading. Whereas, like, you're driving this entire bus, like it's price gouging. You know it's this. You're only putting out 25 copies. Then you're raising the price another 25. So it's almost like testing the water. You're throwing it out there. You know what I'm saying? You're throwing out your nicks, and then all of a sudden you're just selling bricks.
Usually it's the opposite. You usually price too high and then usually work it backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 100% market manipulation.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree Jonathan Medici. Jonathan Medici, hey.
I mean, you have to look at it with a level head, though. That's the whole thing. Is like, do we know that this book coming out today sold for 25 is now 300? People buying it 300 or flipping them on eBay for 9, probably.
Yeah.
And if you wait a year, you're going to get it for 15. Probably graded.
Yeah. Izzy says, I understand that if they wanted to hold a number of copies to sell at higher costs for whatnot, that more fair than 25 books every hour. It wasn't even every hour, man. It was literally within 5 minutes. You are all adults. Spend your money on what you want. Apologies. I usually don't give an opinion. You're absolutely right, Jay, says Brooklyn.
This past MegaCon, Scott's repped Dan Quintana.
Mm-hmm.
And literally every single book that we had was gone that first day.
Oh, all his old shit is good, skyrocketing. His Detective Comics book is skyrocketing.
They were paying 3 figures for a book that you could have bought on eBay for 20.
Yeah. Yo, what I don't understand, and again, to each his own, if you have the money to do that, that's totally fine. But to spend $2,000 on a book that just came out, that'll probably drop significantly by next year. Nobody's going to even talk about it, when you can take that 2,000 and buy like the first appearance of Electro or something like a key, a crazy key. eBay banned me. Go eBay. Like, shout out to Art. Why? You can't just say that and not say why.
Yo, like if you think of all the legends now, what does their first artwork go for?
Yeah, it's sad, man.
And I said to you in New York, like when we were repping him in New York, yo, if I had the money, this is the guy I would go to. His art is phenomenal.
It is. If you pay $2,000 for a new book that isn't made of gold, you are an idiot and deserve it. Shout out to Sledge. You are right, sir. No, he's a sweetheart of a dude, man. So I'll just speak from my experience and meeting him. So I go over, I'm filming for Scott's. I go over to him and I'm like, hey, I'm filming for Dan, blah, blah. And he's just like, oh, hold on. All right, go. And I film him like drawing and stuff. Like I found it like, and it wasn't him just doing that, but he knew like we were trying to do something and accomplish something, and he wanted to contribute to that. So it was like, instead of me just getting a video of him sitting at the desk not doing something, he was just like, oh no, catch me like drawing and stuff, which was dope. Sweetheart of a guy.
Yeah, and it like even in MegaCon, like he wasn't always at the table, but when he was there, he was working. Like he made sure that everybody on the line got what they needed and left. And then, he asked me for coffee one day, his first day, he asked me for coffee. So I went to go get it for him. And I made sure every day after that, he had his coffee. So at the end of it, he was like, yo, this is for you. This is for everybody who helped me. And he hit off everybody with money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he didn't have to do that. He gave us a book with a signature too. And I was like, all right, cool guy.
No, that's fire. And obviously you work these cons and you go above, even when you're not working. If you see somebody there that like you go above and beyond. So I normally don't say nice things about you, Nick, and I'm not going to start now. T-Dub says, whatnot, it's its own beast. People get caught up in the auction environment and overspend for trash. I know. I bought 3 books from you last week that I didn't even want. I mean, they do it in everyone's auction.
Yeah,
no, I'm teasing.
That app is, and I know this from firsthand experience these past couple months.
Yeah, it's tough.
Bro, that whole thing is just, you get caught up in the whole, it really does feed emotionally.
So that's in like the big streamer stuff, but in like a T-Dubs whatnot auction, because I saw him there and he's struggling to sell something, and he said, yo, dude, I bought 3 books from him for $6. One of them was below 200 ASM. Like it was like ASM 158 or something like that for $6, even if the other one was Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, number 4.
Yeah, they're usually 5 times that.
Yeah, no, and it's just crazy that like somebody could be coming off in the T-Dub streams. Jersey Creep says, is $275 fair price for a 9.8 absolute Batman? I wouldn't spend that unless it's signed. Like I wouldn't like Burke. Burke opened up. He got his book back from CGC. Nick Dragotta and Scott Snyder. Like fire. Hold up. Said this in another chat. In Miami, they do $1,000 steak and sell them about 40 a night. Comes in a briefcase. What restaurant is that? After we talked about that ice cream, I'm telling Madeline, I'm like, you want to go get one of those ice creams at the plaza? So they only sell it if you stay there. And if you got to stay in that suite, and they recreate the thing from
the Home Alone thing.
Yeah, so you have to be there. Izzy says, I haven't really paid attention to the buyers on Whatnot, because that's how he sounds. But I want to see if these are legit buyers and not insiders who are laundering.
Yeah, Absolute Batman is going for like $250 a 9.8 now. Oh, excuse me.
A fool and his money are soon parted. Wise words, Sledge. Wise words. I understand what Izzy says. Like I don't know this about what happens in the comic book stuff, but on the sneaker side, I've heard that it's the same people buying, right? So if you drop a new pair of sneakers, your boy is buying up the majority of them to raise the prices. And in turn, you're going in your boy's stream and buying up the majority of his stuff to raise the prices. I don't know if that's happening on the comic book stuff and whatnot, but I know stuff like that happens on the sneaker.
Yeah, I'm sure that any place in the collectible space, that's happening.
It's Poppy.
It's probably happening on Wall Street.
Oh, 100%. I still got all my stock from when Charlie Sheen recommended the airplane company in Wall Street. You know what I've been watching lately? Because I'm trying to watch all of them before they leave Netflix on the 20th on Monday. The Daniel Craig James Bond movies.
Oh, that seems like a slog at one point. Those movies are long too, aren't they?
Yeah. Are you a fan?
I've seen them. I've seen them all.
What's up, Damon? Shill bidding and running up the price in general has been around hundreds of years. Yes, indeedy, Daymers. Yes,
you saw what eBay did recently, right?
Yeah. Just with the shill bidding, I'll be honest. I've sold the book on eBay, but before it sold, I was just like, I want $100 for this book at least. I reached out to a friend and was just like, can you bid $100? And if you win, I'll just cancel the thing. Luckily, it went for more than that, but I was just like, I'm happy with that. But what happened with eBay?
You can't do it anymore. Those bids are now final. You can't.
No, isn't the seller could cancel it. The buyer doesn't have the option to cancel it, but the buyer would have to reach out to the seller, and the seller could tell him to kick rocks.
Yeah. And of course, there are ways around it, but
100%. But that with eBay saying the auction is final if you bid on it, because there's been people where, let's say if I'm bidding on I'll bid on 3 Absolute Batmans, and then the cheapest one, I'll keep that one, and then I'll ask the seller to cancel the other ones, or I'll cancel the order. By them saying, no, your shit is final, that is such a big step in the right direction for seller protection. And it's rare on any selling platform that the sellers are protected.
Yeah, well, actually, Whatnot doesn't do a bad job. eBay's terrible at it.
Spoken like a true Whatnot shill. I'm just kidding. T-Dub says, I dropped $150 on a Whatnot live stream, picked up Spider-Man 26, 1992, signed by Stan Lee, Hulk movie adaptation signed by Stan Lee, and Marvel Zombies Army of Darkness 1-5. And Hulk 345 signed by Peter David. That's the one where he's breaking the trade dress, right? 345?
Yeah.
I know my Hulk. Yo, T-Dubs. Those are fine deals, sir. Art says eBay is terrible. Oh, yeah, with Logan Paul on the card. 100%. 100%. You can always find deals, man. I think if you go in a Whatnot stream and there's less than 20 people there, like you're good. You're golden. Yeah, no, so the James Bond stuff, I've been watching that, and I'm having a good time. It did start off slow, though, Casino Royale.
Mm.
I'm like, yo, this shit is about poker.
You ever play?
Yo, I literally just had this conversation today. Remember like in the early 2000s or like the mid 2000s where everybody was playing poker?
Yeah,
Do you play?
I do. Well, I did. I played online for a while, but I've stopped.
Yo, we used to have even down like when we whatever in our old apartment we would have poker tournaments, and it would be like for money you do like $100 buy-ins and you get your chips. I got custom made chips and everything. Like we were like that shit was legit. But then we would get too drunk and be like, yo, all in. And after a while, it's like, yo, this shit is whack.
I had to throw my best friend out of my apartment one night because he got too rough for that.
I had went to a poker tournament one time in Queens in like the basement of a restaurant. I thought I was gonna get whacked.
You're over there with Matt Damon, Teddy
Yo,
KGB.
No, not even. It was $100 buy-in. I go and then I was just like, yo, this is and then it's like on my fifth hand, I went all in and lost because I was just like, yo, I don't even want to be here. Like this looks dangerous. And then I remember I had to park like 8 blocks away. I couldn't find parking. What else is going on in the pop culture world? Trailers came out. Street Fighter.
Yeah, I'm actually psyched about that one.
Yeah, like I was so surprised. Matt Damon and Tobey Maguire. Yo, didn't one basketball player get like busted because he was having poker games and they was talking about he was running like a gambling ring? Meanwhile, he was just playing poker in his crib.
Chauncey Billups earlier this year.
Yeah.
With cameras showing people how they had what their hands were. Pay that man his money.
Wow. What about Paul Pierce getting fired from like ESPN for having a party with strippers around? Like, bro.
Yeah, fuck Paul Pierce.
Why?
Just fuck him.
Because he doesn't have a Green Lantern shirt?
That's true. You got it.
Wow. Yeah, so the Street Fighter trailer. Are you excited for Street Fighter?
Yeah, I'm psyched about it. I wouldn't say excited, maybe too strong of a word. But it was cool to see all the callbacks, see that Lexus parked there and watching it get beat up.
Yo, it's
I think all the casting was good, even though I think sometimes like 50 as Balrog looks kind of ridiculous. Cody Rhodes, his hair looked I can't take his hair.
Yeah, it was one part where he spoke Cody Rhodes in the thing, and he's like, it almost seems like he's gonna come off like super serious, but he looks so. The whole premise of this is ridiculous because it's a ridiculous premise, and the first time they tried to do it seriously, it failed, which was the Van Damme movie.
Mm-hmm.
The animated movie is GOAT. Street Fighter 2, the animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it, right?
Yep.
Phenomenal. Yo, I think this Street Fighter is gonna be like. People are either going to love it or hate it. It's going to fall in that camp. I think it's going to be like Kung Fury style, which is just like the over-the-top ridiculousness. And you're going to get it because it's tongue-in-cheek and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm actually like excited for it. I think it's going to be super eye-rolling, but I think it's going to be dope.
I think if you go in with knowing that or kind of having that feeling, you'll have a good time.
Yeah. I think it's definitely going to be a good time. This year, yo, there's so many good movies coming out. It's not even funny, man.
Right. So we got Street Fighter again. We got Mortal Kombat. We need Tekken. We need Soul Calibur movie would be dope too.
DOA. When you set the setting up to 99, the bounce setting up to 99.
No.
Yeah, they don't know about that.
Killer Instinct.
You know what I'm talking about in DOA, right?
Yeah, DOA wasn't my favorite either. Soul Calibur, yeah.
DOA was fire. And you set up the bounce setting to 90 and those things be jiggling.
King of Fighters.
Jersey Creep says, do you think Van Damme is going to make an appearance? What do you think?
No, I don't think Raul Julia will be either.
Oh, shit.
Too soon.
Who wants to go home and who wants to come with me? The worst casting in the history of the world. I think it'll be. I think Van Damme is gonna be making an appearance. Like it'll be dope if he's just like because they're in a club. If he's just like the bartender, like that shit'll be dope. Time Fighters. I think that was one called. Like that shit was dope. Time Splitters, Time Fighters. Soul Calibur needs to be animated. I would love to see Nick cast as Voldo.
Only if you're going to be cast as Zaz. Drac for Zaz.
I don't even know what that means.
You know, remember Voldo? He walk in like this. He's all weird. He's bald guy. He's got like
from what game?
Over his eyes. Soul Calibur.
I don't think I've ever played Soul Calibur. I had the toys of Soul Calibur. McFarlane put out a thing. Yo, Primal Rage was dope too. What else we got to go on? So that trailer came out. Godzilla Minus Zero, the trailer came out. That looked pretty dope. I wonder what's I don't know. So I'm glad Mark is not here to punch me in my face. I have mixed feelings about Godzilla Minus Zero because I love the fact that Godzilla was treated as the horror monster in Minus One. Like it was Jaws just with Godzilla. I love that. I don't want it to kind of transition to now they're going to introduce another kaiju and then Godzilla is going to fight the kaiju and then it's going to go back to the old school stuff. Unless that's the plot is just to go to almost like redoing the Toho stuff. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think they should make the Statue of Liberty robotic and then have Godzilla fight the Statue of Liberty.
That's true. So it's a prequel, but he is 100 times bigger. It's not a prequel. Yeah, it's not a prequel. This is a sequel. It's just the title is just odd. But I think
he looks great though.
Yeah, but they kind of when in Godzilla minus one, because he was small in the very beginning, and they kind of said that how he was like a kid, and even in Minus One when he was full height, he was still like super young.
And I mean, it was more about the human aspect than Godzilla, really, right? In Minus One.
Yeah, no, I thought Minus One was phenomenal. Like, I wish when we saw it in the theater, I wish it was in black and white. I'm not even gonna lie. Like that shit was dope. Yo, I think I've said it before in here, man. I remember as a little kid, little DJ Lynx, the first time I saw Godzilla, and this is 100% true story. I had to be like 4 or 5. I was with my mother in the welfare office. 500 decal. We grew up rough. We're in the welfare office for my mother's face-to-face meeting, and the security guard was watching Godzilla on a black and white TV in the little booth. Yeah, and I just went, and I'm just like this next to him. Once I saw the monsters, that shit, like, for some reason, a switch hit me, and I was just like, yo, this is amazing. And I literally just stood there with the security guard watching Godzilla, and he didn't. You know, sometimes they'd be like, yo, get out of here, kid.
Yeah, they used to have the marathons on Channel 9. Remember those?
Yeah,
Channel 9 or Channel 11?
Channel 11. Yeah, you could see it in black and white in the theater. That's how I saw it. Yeah, no, but when we saw it, that wasn't an option. Dan is indeed. Oh, E-Man, you way behind, my guy. Way behind. Yeah, no, we established that Dan is a good dude. Face to face. Wow, I remember those days. Fair hearings. Yo, dog. Back then it was rough. Now we ain't steak and lobsters on a daily. No, let me stop.
Yo, we don't even cook anymore.
Yeah, I know. We went to go eat yesterday. I was just like, what? Like, what is going on? So what's that? We did the Godzilla. We did that. Anything else happen? Did we even talk about the excitement for Doomsday? Are you excited for all the stuff that's going on?
I'm psyched. I heard something today that kind of blew my mind. They're going to be re-releasing Endgame now. There's supposed to be some kind of new visual aspect.
Infinity Vision.
Yeah, so they want to one up again Avatar, I think.
So if Endgame is going to be the first movie shown with Infinity Vision. So for those that don't know, they announced Infinity Vision, which is basically their version of IMAX. So IMAX is a proprietary thing. I don't know who owns IMAX.
Sony? It's got to be Sony, no?
Yes, I think it is Sony IMAX. But then like Regal has RPX, which, I'm hooked on RPX. So now all the movies that we go see, we go to Times Square, RPX. Fire. So now Marvel or whoever they're in cahoots with, so they're creating Infinity Vision, which is like, tell me if this sounds familiar. The large screen, all lasers, whatever for the picture, super clear, and then the sound. So it's like their own thing. And then Endgame is going to be the first movie shown on there in September.
Okay, and it's supposed to have deleted scenes and new footage, I heard.
Yeah, which pass. Endgame is great the way it is. Yeah, so they're talking about what happened in the trailer. So like the description of the trailer, Chris Evans is wielding Mjolnir. He has long hair and a beard, which I don't like that, if I'm going to be honest with you.
You don't like the long hair or him wielding Mjolnir?
I don't like him wielding Mjolnir.
Nah, I think it was good the one time. I think it should be done.
But they don't care. Like by them even doing this movie, they don't give a shit. So I wouldn't, dog, like with him wielding Mjolnir, for me, just reading that was an eye roll moment, because like we already had that. Like we don't need that again. Like just like you said, like we already had that.
But the normies will love it, though, I think.
I think he did it as a joke, because if I read correctly, that Thor was just like, "Is it really you, Steve?" And he was just like, and then Mjolnir went to him. So we got that. We got Gambit fighting Shang-Chi in the X Mansion. I don't know why Gambit would be fighting Shang-Chi. I don't know why Gambit would even be there if Gambit was in the void.
I don't know why we waited 5 years to see Shang-Chi again.
He was hiding.
Okay.
He was. Oh shit! I was about to say that. What else we got? Infinity is going to be in a certain movie theaters. I don't know. Oh, Cinemark. J-Med says Cinemark. Also, Mystique shapeshifts into Yelena Belova, and then we got Yelena Belova fighting Yelena Belova, and then somebody throws on the music, and then that scene turns out different. I'm saying scissoring. Yeah. Regal all day. Dr. Doom is heavily scarred, and
you supposedly see his face, yeah.
And he's speaking with an accent.
I don't know.
It's a Spanish accent, which is weird.
It's RDJ Scarface now. I heard today that it might have been Screen Crush who said it. That the hammering away, what we thought was the hammering away, Tony making his armor.
Mm-hmm. At the end of Endgame.
At the end of Endgame, was actually Victor Von Doom making his mask.
Who said that? Screen Crush?
Yeah.
Nah. Because Shang-Chi was ass.
The third act was terrible. I thought the first 2/3 of the movie was okay.
I actually really enjoyed Shang-Chi. Just, that third act when the dragon and all that stuff happened, I was just like, but this movie was super grounded. How all of a sudden there's flying dragons and all that stuff? But I enjoyed it nonetheless. I wouldn't call it. Yo, Cheech Marin as Doom. We got Smelly. 700 million.
Fuck it.
Yeah. When's the last time you saw that movie? From Dusk Till Dawn.
Well, I play one scene in my head probably once a week. But it's been a while.
Some hike. I said once a week. They did announce that going forward, only one new MCU TV show that doesn't connect to the MCU and no new X-Men until Secret Wars. Secret Wars is the reset. Yeah, that's good. And then they just focus on the X-Men after that. I don't want to see a lot of interconnectivity in the next phase. I want it just to be that.
Yeah, I have faith in the Russo brothers.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then from the Selma, that was a great movie about Martin Luther King. Appreciate that, J-Med. Perfect time to bring that up. I think Yeah, I have faith in it. And then at the early screening obviously it was for the Marvel employees, Disney employees, that they loved it. Like nothing but positive stuff was coming out of it. That they even went as far as to say is the MCU's best movie. But I don't know. They also work for the company.
Yeah. I think if we got this right after or a year or two after Endgame, that I could believe it. But through all the trash and everything we've been through the past couple of years, it's just been.
Yeah, I have faith because they know they're going in with, these last couple of years have been trash. Sledge doesn't like Shang-Chi. How do we fix that? So they're going in with that mindset. So they have to fix it. I just hope I don't know, get away from the humor. Like Infinity War, the humor was used sparingly. And then the same thing with Endgame, it was used sparingly. Like that's the vibe that I want to go. It shouldn't be like a joke fest. The Netflix movie the Russo brothers did, was that the one, the electric something? Was that the one with Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown? If so, that movie was awesome. Electric State.
Yeah, the electric. They did the Electric State and they did the Gray Man also.
I didn't see the Gray Man. I saw Electric State, and Electric State was awesome, dude. Awesome.
You know what? I'm really starting not to like Chris Pratt.
Why? Because he got hair and 10 fingers.
No, he's not. He's losing his hair, that's for sure.
Why?
But, yeah, I think he's got 10 fingers.
Wow.
I don't know, I'm watching him now as Andy. We're up to the 7th and final season of Parks and Rec. And it's just it's a fight to get through the end.
Yeah, once he gets like jacked, he's not funny anymore.
Did he?
Yeah, because he filmed Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's why he filmed Guardians.
No, I mean Mike said he found God. No.
Oh no, Chris Pratt has always been devoutly religious. Like from the beginning. That's why there's certain stuff in movies that he won't do. Yeah. So shout out to him, man. Damn, that's funny. It's like, I don't like Chris Pratt. It's like because he found God. Damn. It's just like that's Nick, you're evil. You're part of the evil elite.
It's not true. I'm at church every Sunday.
Jurassic World Super Mario. I missed Super Mario Galaxy. I didn't see that movie. And then let me get this giveaway going over here. So we could give away that book and then we could get out of here. We
started watching From on MGM.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
I heard it was really good, but it's the same story all 4 seasons.
Oh, I'm only in season 1, so I'll let you know.
All right, so we're gonna give this away, and then as a reminder, let me show you again. One of our 2026 art books signed by David Sanchez at PlanetCon. Yo, shout out to the plug. I don't want to blow
2026.
I mean 2025. I'm sorry, 2025. Thank you for calling that out, Nick. I just got that 2026 art book on my mind, though. Yo, the 2026 art book is gonna blow people's minds. I'm not Izzy. E-Man says, I watched The Beauty on Hulu. That's a crazy show. I had no idea that was based on a comic book too.
You know, why is there everybody said that? You don't remember the Jenny Frison cover?
Nah, dude. Nah, I had no idea. So we're gonna give that away. 2025 art book signed by David Sanchez. I'm going to bring up the giveaway tool, the StreamYard giveaway tool. Chrome tab. Here we go. Share. Let me make sure to bring it. I always forget to bring it up.
Yeah. I'm at the point now with Daredevil.
Green Lantern.
I'm at the point now with Daredevil. I just rather watch the breakdown than the show.
Yo, we didn't even touch on Daredevil.
We don't talk about Maul. We don't talk about Daredevil.
I haven't watched Maul. Daredevil. So you didn't see this last episode of Daredevil?
No, I did.
Thoughts? I know you just said that you'd rather see the Thing, but
I thought Vanessa looked good when she was younger, and that's about it.
my Vanessa. I think, I'll be honest, man. Like the show has been hit or miss with me, hit or miss. But episode 4 was really good. This one that just passed was episode 5, right? Yeah, episode 5, Grand Design. I thought it was good. It was. I'm not gonna lie. I got hyped when I saw my dude Wesley, the Kingpin's old dude from season 1, Netflix season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I got hyped when they showed him. When they showed Foggy, please no spoiler, please. Oh, I'm sorry. I just when they showed that character that I'm not gonna name.
You already did name.
No, I didn't. It just reinforced how much I hated that character. That character was the worst, and I can't stand that guy.
Oh man,
What, you liked him?
No, I just popped up on my feed that an Argentinian was he? Oh, he was Brazilian basketball legend Oscar Schmidt died today too.
Wow, full circle. That's how we opened. Wow.
68. All right, sorry.
No. Sorry, Jay says it was foggy. It was foggy. I couldn't contain it. I was just like, I hate this guy with his dumb hair. And then young Matt Murdock's hair was the worst. It looks like they ran out of wigs and they decided to piece together like his wig out of a bunch of merkins they had lying around.
Yeah, that's the thing. His hairline is fighting for dear life.
Yeah, I was just like, what's going on?
He needs to go to Turkey.
Oh, snap. I didn't know that. That Buck is an actual comic book character? I did not know that. Young Soprano, he gives me like Tony vibes in some scenes when he puts his face and stuff.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
People say he's a spitting image. I don't see that.
In the episode where he was eating the glizzy, and he was eating, and then Buck walked in, and then he did that classic Tony Soprano look where he like looks at him and then looks down and then looks up, and he just has that long face like
gabagool.
Nick, how many times have you eaten gabagool today?
Not today. It's good. It's good though.
I've never had gabagool.
You never had prosciutto?
No.
Good. It's very salty. I'm not gonna say it.
Wow. But every time I tell like my coworkers, they're like, "Hey, what did you do this weekend?" I was like, "Oh, I went to my Italian friend's house to have dinner." They're like, "Oh, what did you have?" I always say gabagool and manicotti. Because that's all I know from Sopranos.
Speaking of which, I might have a favor to ask.
What's up?
Since you're driving to HeroesCon.
What do you need? You need me to bring some gabagool?
I need some prosciutto bread. Yeah, for sure.
I've never even heard of prosciutto bread. But yeah, definitely. Just hit me up. Gabagool. All right, let's get rid of this. This is for this. I did hashtag Invincible because I implore everybody to go out and watch Invincible. It is the greatest show, or is the best show on TV right now. On TV, I'm going to be sad to see it go. I hate that people like normies don't want to watch it because it's animated, but it's legit. Like, it's for me, and I'm just talking about for me. Invincible is up there with like Game of Thrones and Sopranos and Breaking Bad, like all those good classic shows. Invincible is up there. Dare I say Invincible is the greatest animated show of all time. Dare I say
over Batman the Animated Series?
Batman the Animated Series was a cartoon. Invincible is an animated show.
Batman.
You feel me, dog? You smell me? You figure deal me?
Batman the Animated Show was a cartoon.
Damn you, Nikki. All right. Just do me a favor before I hit this draw. Just hit that like button, please. Hit that like button. Something happens with the algorithm. I don't know, something. And then we're gonna draw in 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. Let's go. Signed David Sanchez. Comics Curing Cancer Art Book 2025.
Bada boom.
Hey, Jersey Creeps. Congratulations, my dude. This doesn't have to go far. I'm happy about that, sir. Yo, that's about $5.85 in shipping. I love it. Love it. Shout out to Jersey Creeps. Congrats, man. Yo, there's a scene in the 90s animated Spider-Man show where he visits a kid in the hospital. You ever saw that?
I remember now.
Bro, so he's visiting a kid in the hospital. You just know that the kid is sick. So he's visiting the sick kid in the hospital. And
a very special episode of Spider-Man.
Yo, and the kid is just like, oh, has anybody seen your face? And he's like, no. Oh, can I see your face? And he's like, no. Then he's just like, you know what? Shows his face. He swings out the window, and then it pans down to this like children's terminal hospital or whatever. It's just like Jesus Christ, Spidey, cold-blooded. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. Nick, what are you doing this weekend, sir?
I'm working. What am I doing comic book wise?
On the strip?
Nah. She was
she was a hula. Fucking Ralphie. Oh man.
I don't know. I don't think. What do you got going on?
Husband to a murdered wife. Like, he was so stupid. And I will have my revenge in this life for the next. What an asshole. You've been reading you've been on the app. You've caught up on the Absolute stuff.
Yep.
What have you Absolute Batman wise? What are you up to?
He just finished the Poison Ivy arc.
Oh, it's all the way up to that?
Yeah, it's one issue before. It's pretty recent.
Yo, tell me that Bane Kaiju fight in the stadium wasn't fucking wild.
That's what I need to see next. We got the Night Lord 6-scale figure from Sideshow for Batman. I need to see that Bane figure.
It is you. Shout out to Bane, and he's not dead.
Nope.
That book is so good, man. There's something that happens. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's something that happened in this last issue that came out this Wednesday, issue 19. Oh man,
you should be this big. Batman should be this big.
Hey, yo, that's Anti-Venom.
Yes.
Me want cookie. I don't know why I said that. There's something that happens in this issue 19, that harkens back to like issue 4. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. What am I doing? This weekend is WrestleMania.
Oh, it's actually on they're giving it free on the Cock, I think.
No, ESPN.
Oh yeah.
So first hour is free on ESPN proper, and then it'll move to ESPN2. I'm guessing the entire thing will be on ESPN2, so it's not like you have to start on ESPN and then go to ESPN2 or ESPN Plus, whatever it is. I'm excited, man. I am a wrestling fan, and I'm excited to watch wrestling. And I know these guys.
What's the main event?
So on Saturday, the main event is going to be Cody versus Randy Orton with Pat McAfee in his corner. That build has been horrible. Pat McAfee is the worst. Awesome. Remind me to ignore it and watch real fighting. I appreciate the athleticism and stuff like that. Like, I totally understand it's a soap opera and these guys or whatever, but I actually appreciate it. And I've watched every single WrestleMania since WrestleMania 3 every single year. So there's been times where I wouldn't even watch wrestling throughout the year. I watch Raw every Monday, but I don't watch SmackDown. But there's been every year where I wouldn't watch normal wrestling throughout the entire year, but I would order the pay-per-view. I would order WrestleMania. Like, for me, WrestleMania has always been like an event, like in the household. So I'm excited. So that's the main event for Saturday. Then on Sunday, because it's a two-nighter, main event is CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns.
Can't wait for the unscripted on Netflix.
Fun fact, that's not unscripted. That's like a show that's made. That's why it's called Unreal. So all that it's scripted to make it look like it's not scripted. Obviously, there's elements of it that aren't, but it's like there's some things that are worked.
Still good.
Yo, this is a valid point. So I loved it when it was a bunch of roided out drunks and cokeheads. Now it's boring. No, this is a valid point because back in the day, they were legit like tough guys and they will fight for their spot. Right or wrong, management will make them fight for their spot. Whereas now you're chosen, you're put in this position, blah blah. Dudes are backstage playing video games and as opposed to, doing roids and getting coked out. But Chris Benoit ruined it for everybody.
Oh. Yeah. Well.
He murdered his family. Just in case you didn't know. And himself.
Right after.
Full circle. All right, let's get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ultimate Warrior was a boss. All right, now I'm triggered. Now
He was a chiropractor, actually, wasn't he?
Ultimate Warrior. Ultimate Warrior is one of the biggest pieces of shit in wrestling history. Yo, you know what Ultimate Warrior did? Right before the main event of one of the, I don't know if it was WrestleMania, one of the pay-per-views, right before he was about to go out to wrestle main event, tells Vince, I'm not going out unless you give me $1 million.
Did he get $1 million?
Yo, Vince cut him a check for $1 million. Ultimate Warrior went out and wrestled, came back, and Vince fired him on the spot. It was SummerSlam. So that was that. Then Ultimate Warrior, he was a nut job. Like he was.
Yeah, but I mean, what was the guy getting paid? I mean, Vince was a pretty crazy guy back in the day. He's not really paying people what they deserved, right?
No, the top guys were getting paid. Hogan was getting paid. Warrior was getting paid. Like Warrior just held this guy over a barrel. To be like, I am not going out there on a pay-per-view, and unless you give me this, like he basically like threatened him. Like that was some bullshit. But it was crazy that he came back into the good graces. So after WrestleMania, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. He came out on Raw and he did his last speech, and then he literally died the next day. You couldn't write a better story than that. So he went over, brother.
Yeah, you could definitely write a better story. One where he lives.
Everybody always dies in my stories. Anyway, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Delagello says, and he canceled the check. Good, I didn't know that. Ladies and gentlemen, take care. Have a great weekend. Happy WrestleMania weekend. Peace out. Jersey, hit me up on IG. And we're gonna get out of here. I gotta find this video so we could play. Deuces.
Shut up, cunt.
I haven't played that in man long.
Okay.